Blog Talk Radio.
Peace, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. More than Google Hangout, it's the huddle, people. The huddle with Israel Doctrine also. We're broadcasting live simultaneously on blogtalkradio.com/the huddle and youtube.com/Israel. As you can hear, I got Tupac playing in the back. Keep your head up. Because tonight we got a subject here that's very sensitive. You know, we're going to use some real live language and everything else to get our point across here. That's how I do, you know. So, the subject tonight, the title, Are Sisters a Society of Whores? Let's ask the whoremongers. Right? You hear Pop telling a woman to keep her head up. So, people, I'm asking the question once again. Are our sisters a society of whores? Let's ask the whoremongers. Because they seem to think that our sisters are just hoes, whores, for people to run up in when they get sexually charged. Right? Truly. You say, Carl, why are you saying this? What do you this implications that this is what's going on? Well, last night there was a show pretty much dedicated to me. The 40-year-old virgin. That's what I was called. That's what I was titled last night. The 40-year-old virgin. Well, people, let me correct something. I'm 38 years old. And I'm not a virgin, right? I'm not a whoremonger either. I once was, to a degree, right? And I'll get in details on how I was a whoremonger. But, like I said, a show was dedicated to me, and it was crazy due to the fact that I wanted to deal with the social ills of our community, our society, right? The black man's world. He knows what goes on in the white man's world, but I wanted to get down to the nitty gritty and deal with things that was going on in the black man's world. Seeing that for years now, our leaders in society have been trying to take us to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Flowing with milk and honey. Martin had a dream. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, the brothers and the sisters, well, the brother and the sister, could not give me any answers from any of our social leaders about what's going on in our society today. But they had personal distractions that they wanted to put out there. And one of their, distractions, instead of dealing with the topic at hand, was I'm a 40-year-old virgin. So my comment to that was, hey, look, check it out, man. I do not tend to want to whore out my sisters. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to sex, understanding what it is, what it was, I started out young, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? Watching pornographic movies. Right? So I knew what everything was and how it was supposed to be used to commit a sexual act. You know what I'm saying? I knew and understood and comprehend what it was by watching the videos. I didn't understand the relationship that needs to be tied to it. You know what I'm saying? And then watching the video, you can see different male stars with different female stars of the porn industry. So, once again, being young, I didn't understand that was not good. That is not right. But as I grew up, started learning more about, the female population. I already was educated about sex, but the more I grew up and learned about the female population, right? I started to learn, about relationships. So I wanted my little girlfriends, ones I so-called in love with because I was whatever. But then I got a girlfriend. And having this relationship, it turned sexual. And without knowing any biblical references or whatever, I wanted to pretty much get married and, as I used to say, have a sack of children, As many as the Lord allowed. So this is what I came to comprehend and understand from my first pretty much encounter with sex. After watching the videos and learning different stuff, this is what my heart told me anyway. Due to the fact I'm from a small town, and rural area Arkansas and other, small town countries, you pretty much get married out of high school. You go on a prom or whatever, do your thing, and that's pretty much your wife. Well, I ain't go to the prom and stuff and all that stuff, but we're going to leave all that stuff alone. So, relationship broke up or whatever. I get another one during the years or whatever, and so on and so forth. Different relationships, this, that, and the other. I still haven't learned the biblical aspect of laying with a woman. But I had that, conscious effort in me all along to, stay with the one that I laid with. Now, most brothers don't comprehend and understand this because they don't have fathers around to teach them and tell them. Their father then stay with their mother. Basically sexed her up and left. I know plenty of children say that their father was just a, sperm donor. My father wasn't that. At least he stayed around, fathered the children, had a house, so on and so forth. So, just watching my old man, once again, it was just instilled in me to have a wife. Still ignorant of the Bible, like I said. But then years passed by, I pick up the Bible, I start reading. I start understanding it, and it basically compelled me to say, if you lay, you stay. In the class, in the church I come from, that was the motto. You lay, you stay. So, nowhere in my life has anyone really promoted being a whore, myself, or messing with whores. A lot of different women that will, prostitute themselves or, just try to get as many men up under their, on their headboard notch, saying they done slept with a lot of men like they do today, seeing that most women has took on the persona of men and they out here just trying to, lay with as many as they can. So, people, that's the conversation tonight. These brothers have awoken that conversation in me. I want to have this dialogue. Do we think our sisters, a society of whores, that whenever you get sexually frustrated that you just go get you one and run up in her and do you do. Probably don't even satisfy either. But you just go run up in one, do you do, and call it a day. This is what it seemed like the brothers were suggesting to me. Foul language about to come, people. I'm quoting them. I'm not making this up on my own. But, go get you some pussy. It's the terminology that they use. Deflecting from the social issues that we had to deal with. So like I said, sex in itself amongst our society, our community, is a issue. Because, brothers and sisters, we all know if we've been sexually active, emotional ties come, venereal diseases can come about, children can come about. Now, a woman get pregnant, she either gonna say, my career, come before the baby. My figure, come before the baby. My image, for how people gonna look at me, come before the baby. 9 out of 10 women that think like that will abort their babies, kill their babies. The ones that don't, they kind of left with a child now, father not around. Now they got to deal with the choice. Take them to one second. Alright, I'm going to have to do something about this phone. 1 second. Caller, can you hear me over there? If you can hear me, hit 1. Okay, thanks. Alright, hit 1 again so you can go out the queue. I'm opening up the mics in a little bit. Hit 1 again so you can go out the queue. Alright, thanks. So, interrupt my thought. Okay, babies come about. Either left without the father now because he's all about hitting it and quitting it and getting notches on his belt. So they got choices of, raising a child by themselves or putting a man up for child support. And if that child father ain't around, then they got to bring another man into that child life, things of that nature. So just going out and getting some pussy is a very dangerous thing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Let me cut this phone off. So, like I said, just going out getting some pussy is a dangerous thing this day. We have AIDS. We have other venereal diseases that can leave your genitalia looking toe up, raggedy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things. So just going out sleeping with somebody, people, I wouldn't suggest that to nobody. How any leader in our community today can suggest that to anybody or suggest that they're doing it, that they're not, what's the word today, when you don't have sex or whatever, being celibate, that they're not being celibate, seeing that they don't have a wife, seeing that they're not looking to build a family. You know what I'm saying? Notice what I said when I first started having sex, that I was looking to have a wife, build a family, and didn't know nothing about the Bible, but that's just the area I grew up in. So once again, how could any leader out here jokingly or whatever suggest that and act like that's a derogatory thing, that one would not be out here making their sisters whores or even whoring themselves out. Because one of the biggest secrets that men act like they don't understand and comprehend is sisters out here are just as much sexually active and want sex just as much as men. And whether you providing it or somebody else providing it, then they're sexually active. Some of them virgins, they keeping themselves for their husband. Some of them not. You know, it is what it is. So the brothers was trying to make a joke and trying to down me for being, you know, celibate and not having sex, you know, which is cool. I ain't mad at them. I mean, tell the world that I ain't out here whoring around. But know that the opposite and reverse is what happened when you do that. You know, you telling the world that you whoring a sister out now, that you probably won't make a housewife out of, which leave her to have more sexual partners because eventually you going to put her to the side. Then we're going to have women that's devastated, hurt emotionally, you know, so on and so forth. And then, now what's this going to lead? The next brother come along, got to deal with those issues. Same things with men, though. Most brothers, you know, they get hurt and they get to doing funny stuff. They don't want to, you know, have a relationship because of the pain and the hurt and all of that. You know, Anthony Hamilton got a song about that, you know. Mary J. Blige, she got her songs, and you can listen to Wait and Exhale soundtrack. Oh, yeah, I'm telling on myself. My bad. I listen to Wait and Exhale soundtrack. I used to love that soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, people. I mean, why would someone try to make a joke of a issue that's so serious in our community? You know, I put this one on, you know, public. This is not rated PG because I believe, as I said when I was 9 years old watching the porno, that youngsters gonna find out. They gonna know. And when they find out, somebody needs to talk to them, tell them, and teach them. And if they listen to a show like this, or they listen to this graphic music that we have nowadays, then, you know, they need to be educated on this stuff. So listening to this might help one of them. But, people, I want to hear from y'all out there. The phone number is 646-668-8071. If you think that we should be whoring our sisters out, then please call in. If you think that our sisters should not be made whores, then call in. Whichever side you on, yay or nay. Call in, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a big issue, people. This is a big issue. Yes, it's sexual in nature, but you got to know that it's beyond sex. We talking emotions. We talking about children growing up without parents. We're talking about the government getting involved, making men have to pay child support. And the more children they got with more women that they done been promiscuous with, is now putting them in situations where they going to jail and license being taken. They being hunted down by the state. They being locked up. All these things because people get an itch and then they want to, you know, go find somebody that's willing to, as I say, whore themselves out. That's whoredom, people. When you just sleep around with a lot of individuals, that's whoredom. And yes, for the Israelite family out there, when you lay with a woman, you pretty much become one with her, based up on the text. If you Old Testament, okay, I understand what you're going to make an argument. If you deal with the New Testament, Paul clearly tell you that you a fool if you lay down with a whore because you have just now made yourself one with her. Once again, taking you back to the beginning where Adam said, she is flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. And you can take that, a bone of my bone. However you want to take that, that's two becoming one, joining themselves together. And this is what our young ladies and young men are not being taught in the community. They're being taught, hey, if your little thing get on hard, go out there and, get you one of them girls and take care of the business. This should not be so, people. We should not even joke with this. This is not a game. I repeat, this is not a game. This is real life. This situation here is causing a lot of problems in our community. You cannot talk about being an activist against abortion and advocate and promote something like this. You cannot be an activist in the community. Where you talking about sisters going out killing their babies, yet you telling young men or telling old men like myself that I need to go get some pussy. I know the language strong, people. I know the language strong, but these are strong times. Sugarcoating stuff is not going to help. People want to say, oh, you the preacher. You the this and that. Nah, I'm not the preacher. I'm not even the Bible teacher. I'm just a brother that read the Bible and do my best to live right by it. That's who I am now. One day I might be the preacher. I might be the teacher. I might be that. You know what I'm saying? I might get a congregation. I might sit over one. I might do that. But right now, I'm just your average brother that love to talk, and I love to talk about the Bible. I know a lot about it because I done read it. That's it. That's all. There's nothing much else to me. I'm just the average person. I don't claim to be no more than that. I once carried the title elder. I sat down, though. You know what I'm saying? Took care of my mother. And so, since I knew I couldn't take care of the lower business outside of my mother, I left titles alone. I left position alone. I left all that alone. And as I say, yes, I might be a Jonah and running from my position and what I'm supposed to do. But that's between me and the Lord, and however I got to take that whooping or whatever I got to do and bow down to his will when it really kick in, like it ain't, but whatever, then I got to deal with that. But until then, please don't try to put me in a box of a category where I got to be squeaky clean. I'm not holier than anyone else. I'm just like the man that went before, the altar or whatever, and the other man said, well, I ain't did this and I ain't did this. I'm just a sinner. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm without sin. You know what I'm saying? To the day I die, I might still be committing certain offenses against the laws, statutes, and commandments in the will of God. But there's certain things I know I ain't going to do. I pledged that I wouldn't do. And that was even before I picked up the book. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there because a lot of people want to hold me to a higher standard, and I understand why. But know that my standard is higher than yours, but I do understand reality. We live in a world that's known as reality, and things are so real. You know what I'm saying? So, for those brothers and sisters that are looking for someone that don't use profanity, those brothers out there, how sound they are in their teachings, I don't know. But I know a lot of them that don't use profanity and sound in their teachings, I can send you to them. Send you to the congregations. They got congregations around. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, for this moment, that's not me. Now, come tomorrow or next year, we might talk about that. So, I see I got a caller with their hand up. Anybody else want to participate in the conversation? 646-668-8071. It's the number to call. Peace. How you doing, sister?
Hey, peace, brother. How you doing? You brought out a lot of good topics. You know, I deal with parents that have children. Now, it was about the sex thing. It's not the sex thing, man. It's gone to oral sex. Now, they think they have oral sex that they can't get pregnant and that they're not sinning. I said, you know, well, the reason why is that because the parent is scared to talk to their children. They let music and TV has raised up their children. When I grew up, and I understand someone would talk to my mother died and talk to me. But these days, the parents is not talking to the children. The school is doing more talk to the children. Because I'm telling you, like, with the child support, no one should have to make you take care of your children. If you don't want to take care of your children, keep it in your pants. I mean, hey, that is your free will right. And far as I'm talking about, you practice acting, everybody got everything. This whole world is based on sex. This whole world based on sex.
That's why I don't watch TV and stuff. People don't understand the temptations that this world try to put on male and female. But like say, you know what I'm saying? You don't talk to your kids about oral sex. Some other child would tell them, well, this ain't sex if you just put your, you know, if you do it orally. Let's try not to be. I'm going to try to calm down, you know, me, myself. I'll talk about it in the raw, but I'm going to try to keep it.
What you mean? Look here. We got, man, you know what, the cartoons is teaching them this stuff. They're not getting it. They getting it from TV. It's all, every movie you look at, every song you hear, it's about sex.
Well, they getting it from everywhere. Like I said, they getting it from their parents. It ain't like their parents. And I don't want to be too raw for TV or too raw. But, you know, single mothers have their toys, you know.
Yep. And you know what, them gizmos? Gizmos, I don't understand that.
They got their toys. They got their movies. And then they at work and stuff, and then children is walking around the house and finding these things. And they're learning about this stuff outside of parents' guidance. Right?
I know. So, yes, thing about it is when the women's got it strapped around them for another woman, and then you want to get mad. What you get mad at your child for because she didn't talk to this woman? She got it from you? I mean, I'm straight to the point with this because this thing got way out of hand. Yeah, well,
I mean, woman on woman and man on man stuff, I wasn't really getting into that. But, I mean, if you just telling people to fulfill their sexual needs, then, I guess that.
We got a 12-year-old TV talking about she didn't came out the closet. What's a 12-year-old coming out the closet? All this stuff that needs to be addressed because you never know who might be listening to your show might need to know how to go back and address their daughter or their son that's trying to go another way. That is not the way to go. First of all, let them watch TV. You need to sit down and teach them about the all aspect of life and stop trying to hide stuff.
Yeah, well, in this day and age, you can't hide it. If you're watching soap operas and your children in there, that's mini porn. That's soft porn. You know what I'm saying?
And getting it from their friends, too. How about that?
When you're listening to the music, like Lil Wayne, he had a song, Lick Me Like a Lollipop. You know? Children singing this, they don't know what they singing. SWV used to have a song, and it was playing in the car, and I'm just riding down the highway, love music. So I'm like, she talking going downtown. That's the way to my love. You got to go downtown. I don't know, but see, this is playing in the subconscious now. They programming you, and you don't even know. But if somebody would have said what it was, at their young age, then like I said, me watching porn at 9, I would have knew what going downtown mean. You know what I'm saying? It's just, once again, people not explaining to you what's going on, but you being educated by the movies, the music, and your friends. You know what I'm saying? The first curse words you learn how to spell is DICK and PUSSY. First couple words you learn to spell.
But you know what? They have taught the children wrong, because Dick is a boy named Puss is a pussycat. I've been knowing this for a long time. You know, they take these words and make them foul words. No, those are the name of a man, and that is the name of a cat. Because I knew a boy named Dick. Believe me, I'm telling you. And
I got friends. That's their nicknames. That's their nicknames. That's that ain't what their mama named.
No, actually, no. I'm telling you, the boy name was Dick.
Oh.
That's what when I first came here to. Let me tell you, when I first came here to Detroit, I was 4 years old. When I first went to these little schools, they had these little books, and I'm telling you, it's got the book. It says, "Sue, you see Dick running," and I'm like, "Wait a minute." The boy name is Dick, is in the book, and it say, "Look, go over to get the pussycat. The pussycat is running." And I took this book home to my grandmother, and I was reading this book, and my grandma said, "What is that stuff you said?" I said, "Grandma, the boy name is Dick, is in the book, and the cat pussycat," and they tell my butt. My grandma told me if I don't take that book back to school, and I best not to read that book in school, I better not say the words anymore. I said, you know what? People just got it twisted. They wrongfully misinformed. That is not what a woman is called. It's not what a man is called. Man have put these names on this, and so they got these bad words. And far as the things say, hey, it's in the Bible. They need to cut that out. And hell and damn and all that kind of stuff is in the Bible. They're just not bothering me.
I understand. Well, I'm not the one that tell people don't use so-called curse or profane words anyway. I believe words are used to communicate, and if you need to communicate those things, then you use those words. You could probably find another way to communicate it. It's clinical names for, penis and vagina and this and that, but I'm not the one to. I'm not the one to.
Those words. I was not raised.
We come from different eras and stuff. In the slang of the slang words is out there nowadays. But as we're talking, they teaching the children this stuff. That's why I said the brother, he act like it was a bad conversation, but it's not a bad conversation. I'm proud to be without sex for as long as I have and not falling victim to my own lust or somebody lusting after me and things of that nature. That speaks a lot about integrity. This is what the brother failed to realize, that he don't have any integrity, and the things that he's trying to make fun of is not to be made fun of.
That's why I commend you to keep going the way you're going, because I'm telling you, laying down with all these different wives and all these different husbands, it is just ridiculous. Because we had a girl in the neighborhood, the boys, you know what? And believe me, she was my friend, too. And I told him, I said, look, don't be over there sleeping with what's the name, because she got something. No, look how they got the fixed up over there sleeping with her. They had to send Herman Keeper to get her. Absolutely. Herman Keeper had to come out and get her because the whole neighborhood was burnt. See, it's just what you're talking about right now in this lesson. You think because you see something over there free and look good and good for you, yep, gonna kill you. This is a good subject and topic that you got on that. Our young girls that need to be taught is not about your body. It's more than life with this your body. If that's all you got going for yourself, it's a body. One day it's gonna get old. It's gonna shrivel up, and it might not even live. Oh, because you catch something, you assume, and then I know the parents They might not don't want to hear, but they need to sit down and explain to their children what you see on TV. That's TV. That's TV. Everybody on TV having sex. Cartoon having sex. I'm like, really?
Yeah, well, like I said, the topic is talking about, is our sisters a society of whores? Let's say whores, because the brothers see the sisters as, something to sleep with. That's all they good for to a degree. And the brother, if he was really a righteous brother, he would have said, "Man, go find you a wife." He wouldn't have said, "Go get you some pussy." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me address that. Do they think the sisters should be turned into streetwalkers? First of all, that is not the way. And I always tell the men, I say, I'm gonna tell you like my mother told me a long time ago. You be careful how you treat the women on the street and how you do them, because remember, you got a mother, you got a sister, you got a daughter, you got an auntie or grandma somewhere that is a female. Would you like it if someone put them out there on the street and got them out there sleeping around, or would you like if she around sleeping with everybody in the neighborhood and then it get back to you? What you gonna say? I mean, really, because you doing the same thing to her. Don't do to somebody what you don't want to do to yours. People is not really paying that in attention. As far as the men, if they say every man a dog, no, they're not. Every man does not do that. You is a living example. I commend you for how you keep yourself addressed online. It doesn't take a wise counsel to see that, but I'm telling you is going in the right way. That's right. They yourself for your wife. I'm not mad at you. I'm gonna talk a little bit. My daughter didn't hit me in there with the text, so I got to cram my voice down a little bit for it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Like I said, it's a real conversation that need to be had here, and a lot of people are afraid of having this conversation.
I'm not.
I'm not afraid of it. Cause like I said when I was talking on the last show that I did, that I talk about sex. It's an important thing in this world to a lot of people that have it and want it. If people don't know what they're doing, they can cause problems in a lot of different ways. You got a lot of things come along under that title, sex or sexual relations and this, that, and the other. And people play around with it and throw it around, but it's not to be played with. It's not a joking issue. People die over this stuff. Babies get killed over this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not a virgin. I done had plenty of run-in with women that,
Yeah, but this don't have nothing to do with you being
supposed
a virgin.
to knock off my babies and stuff. That's why I don't play the sex game, you know what I'm saying? Because I plant my seeds in dirty ground, no good where, and some of them, I can't, I don't know, whatever the hell. I mean, but, the sisters got rid of my seeds, so they done stole my seeds. They won't let me know about it. So I don't go around. My stuff is exclusive now. It's only for my wife. It's exclusive. I can't get to anybody because everybody don't know how to accept it. So that's the real deal that's going on out here. It ain't that.
You know what's worse than sex? When a mother takes their child down, get them birth control pills, a dad get his son condoms. You know what? I'm like, is that really helping them? What you mean taking them and letting them get their right? Wait a minute. First of all, you done messed up. You sent them out there to get some old woman that been around the block. We don't know how many times. Go out there and lay with her. Come on, you talk like a Superman. That is not a father. You know what and don't talk about the women. For the men, streetwalker too, gigolos, they be out there selling themselves off. I mean, and let's talk about where we live at, across the street. On the other side of the street, and this is a true fact, all down this whole side of the street is strip clubs. I would not laugh at it. I've never seen nothing like that. When I left here, that was not like, it's a strip club just about on every corner. Now, when the young people just walking past, because I'll be in my car, I'll be right. When the young people just walking past and they is looking at that name and seeing those women, someone needs to explain to them that that is not the way of life. You do not have to grow up there just to get no money. Get your education, stay in school, and get your job and get paid, take care of yourself. These women think that a man.
Sales. You have these adult shots where we were saying, you know, men and women, blah, 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 comes by the movies. Do that sex sales. That's why they keep it on the TV screen and everything else. Because they know these people out here caught up in their lustful ways and all they want to do is see and hear something about sex. So, you know, but when it comes to something like this where it's like, well, let's sit down and talk about it and stuff and, you know, vent about, you know, what it's really about, you know, I don't have nobody calling. I understand some brothers might be watching football and stuff, but any woman, you know, that cares for, you know, the sisters and the brothers too, they would probably, I figure they would probably call in and give a voice to it saying that, nah, man, we not no hoes, and why you trying to look at us like we just whorish women, and why would a brother say, you know, just go get some pussy like that? Like, who's out there giving it up like that? You know?
Yes, but
go ahead.
Let's address it. You got to look at one thing. The time have changed with the women. You know these stockers I wear under my dress. Okay, the women is wearing that for their clothes now. With the short T-shirt, you can see all through them. All their necklaces and their underwear and everything all around. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. Y'all is getting this stuff from these people, from them, these women off TV, Beyonce and all them. They're wearing that kind of stuff. And the ladies up here, the women out everywhere I go, they is wearing this down the street with these little short T-shirts. No one seems to be saying anything because no one don't care. And I asked the young boy, I said, well, why do you have your pants down like that? Well, he said, it's the South. I said, what about the women? Man, I ain't got no respect for them. They walk around, you can see all their necklaces. And I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah. The young boys in the pants thing, that's a very homosexual thing, you know. It's very homosexual. I mean.
Nope. Actually, that's not where that come from. You know where it come from? I'm going to tell you, down in the South, when they was in the chain thing, they couldn't have no belts. They took the belts away from them. So while they was out there, their pants was falling down off them, and they tried to keep their pants up.
Oh, yeah, it come from jail and stuff, and, you know.
No. They weren't in jail. You know, that's
I mean, I understand. My daddy pants sagged all the time because he even when he wear a belt, he had a lot of change in his pocket, and somehow or another his pants just sagged. So I understand people pants sagging and stuff, but he didn't. If there wasn't no style and he wasn't trying to do that, and he'll pull them up once they get to a certain degree.
I can't believe that you would let your son walk around with his underwear showing, and you think that's style.
I'm just saying now the people go to jail and it's the same thing. They come out, but when they in jail, if you walking around and you ain't trying to keep your pants up and all you got this homosexual guys in there, they, you know, anybody that's been in jail will tell you that this is a sign to say I'm open for business now. So I mean,
I know, but these young guys tell me that's a style. I just look at them, that is not no style.
That's why I said that's homosexual. I don't care if it is the style. It's a homosexual style, and that's it.
And the women's is doing it too.
Yeah, well they had the G-string going on a couple years back or whatever, where they would sag their pants and they had a G-string.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I heard about that.
So
I heard about that.
Once again, it's just an oversexed world. Every time you turn around.
Yes.
it's an oversexed world, and that's why I said for people to call themselves to be conscious and call themselves to be social leaders and stuff, to just blatantly say go get some pussy, it's like that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's and trying to clown somebody, that's the same thing you'll do to a youngster or whatever. Boy, how old are you? Oh, I'm so and so. You ever slept with a girl? Nah, boy, you better go get you. You know what I'm saying? These the type of things
that's what they tell me.
You know, and it ain't about emotional. It ain't about being emotional. Nothing about the whole thing. It's just this stuff is what it is. It needs to be talked about, dealt with, and you gotta deal with it in its proper way. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else want to talk? Hit 1. Anybody else want to call in? Be a part of the conversation? It's 646-668-8071.
And I like you said about being conscious. Everybody is conscious of what's going on. Ain't nobody eyes closed. Everybody eyes is wide open, and they looking, and nobody not saying nothing. Don't just sit back and shake your head and talk about people. That is not a part of the solution. Stop being a part of the problem and a busybody and a gossip. No. If you're not going to try to come up with how to help the parents address this, keep your mouth shut. Well,
it's not about no parents. As I said, we got grown men talking to another grown man, and they worried about what his genitalia doing or not doing. That in itself is homosexual to me.
Yeah, but they're making a bad example for the young people. Where do you think young people getting from them? From the adults, how they sit around, how they care themselves, how they conduct themselves. They think that's cool. That is not cool. I don't want to be like the women that's running out naked. See, if you don't respect yourself, nobody else is going to respect you either. As they say, if you're a doctor, you wear the doctor clothing. If you're a lawyer, you wear a suit and tie, and you got a briefcase. If you're a police, you put on a police uniform. If you're not a streetwalker or a lady of the night, don't dress like a whore or a lady of the night, and people won't treat you like that. If somebody see you half naked and asks for it, it's obviously you got it on display, so they asking. Yeah,
same way with the boys. That's why I said the way wear your pants a certain way and show your butt, you got it on display. You know, if a homosexual asks you for you, how you gonna be mad now? Well, you putting it on display for him and acting like it's available. So,
absolutely, you sure said that way. I've talked to the streetwalkers. I said, why you out here? Because I got to feed myself and my children, and I can't get no job.
Did you ever see that video Did you ever see the video with a young girl was out there doing that, and she's supposed to have been doing it to get some treatment for her child or whatever, and her daddy found her, and he walked up on her, and he drove up on her. She was at the strip club, and she came out, and he asked her, what was up? Could he take her home and stuff? And he took her home, and he was talking to her and everything, and asking her about her life. And he was like, "Man, what you gonna do?" So he was like, "It's all good. I don't want to do nothing or whatever. Do you take tips?" And he went into the bathroom or whatever in the back, got some money, gave $5,000-6,000 or whatever it was for the surgery. Wow. And he came out the back. It's just a video. I don't know if it's real or whatever. But he came out the back and he gave her an envelope, and she went outside and she opened the envelope up, and it had the money or a check or whatever. And she read the note, and the note was like, "Yeah, when I was younger, I was wild and I got a girl pregnant and I didn't want the child and this and that, and yet she kept it, and I ran off and this and that, and I ended up in jail or whatever, and my father did this for me," speaking on God or whatever. So he said, I went to go and find my daughter. And then he told her what her nickname was and why and so and the girl broke down. It was a deep video, but
no, I didn't see it.
That's the type of thing that I look at and deal with. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing if I got a daughter out there in the world or whatever and this and that, and You know, I got
Absolutely.
nieces and, like you say, I got nieces and grandnieces and little cousins and, you know, everything. So, you know, it's a sensitive matter to me. It's not a game.
And let's address this one. You cannot wait till your child get. Let me get the age right. You can't wait till your child get 9 or 10 to try to tell them something because you know what? Oops, too late. Because they already looking at TV when they 1, 2, and 3, and on up and wait for that, and they watch the TV and they looking. And the first thing that they go to looking and listening, that is what's being programmed in their mind. First of all, they was kind of mad at my sister-in-law because her daughters was like 1 and 2, and she would tell them about sex and baby, where all that kind of stuff come from, because she did not want them to get caught up there. If somebody touched them, put their hand on them, come and let her know.
That's why you got to tell them. You got to tell them what it is. You got to tell them these your private parts, and they only for you. No one else can be touching your private parts because molestation is real in the field. These pedophiles, men and women, is, you know, touching on little boys and girls. You know,
yeah. So
I was in the spot, and the brother was saying like he was maybe 14. Hello.
I'm here.
Said he was 14, and his sister older friend molested him on some Antoine Fisher stuff.
Wow, that is crazy.
So,
I know because the parent just found out that someone had been raping her son for years, and guess what? They think daycare and babysitters and all this stuff is safe. I don't think so. In school, that's not safe. You know how many people get pregnant in school, get raped in school? Nah. It is no such thing as anything is safe on this earth. Ain't going to happen. You ain't even safe in your child in the next room. Get serious. I mean, you got to be mindful of everybody that is staying in your house. I don't care if they sister and brother. I don't care if they're husband and wife. Y'all have to sit down and discuss this stuff and let them know. Y'all do not be touching each other. Y'all don't go that way. Y'all sister, brother. I don't care what you see on TV. But what somebody tell you, that is wrong, and you cannot be doing that. See, people do not talk to their children. They ain't got to go outside the house. People might not want to hear this. I mean, you ain't got. I know a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. You do not have to go outside your house. You better first check inside of your house, monitor what is going on. Because how about the mama, the daddy, and the daughter was sleeping together all them years, and how about they put the mama out the house?
Well, I mean, it's crazy out here. You got two sisters that a mother and a daughter that be all on Facebook. People be posting them saying they from a comedic background or whatever, but they be posting them and they be kissing and rubbing on each other and stuff, all in videos and everything. So, I mean, yeah, it's a sick world, man. I mean, now you know I'm the type that I don't like to just hear how sick stuff feels because it does something to me. So, I mean.
So, look at here. I know a lot of nice people, they do. I know a lot of women, I know a lot of virgins. I know a lot of women that is not streetwalkers, not on no corner. They don't have no husband, no man. They take care of themselves. They go to work, they take care of themselves, and they take care of their children. We talk. We have a little thing where we talk to each other. Everybody talk. We have people we talk to when I go to class. We talk at class. Look at here. It's about trying to help a mother that's got a lot of children, don't have no dad. You supposed to help them.
But at the same time, you got to know that people know this stuff. People choose to do this stuff or not do this stuff. I mean, you choose to tell people you don't. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, my sisters was like, my mother never told them about periods, and they at school bleeding, thinking they didn't cut themselves or whatever. So, I mean, parents, this stuff, parents know this stuff is coming down the line. They got to deal with it, and nowadays you got to deal with it earlier than you may have to deal with it when you was
Yes, because some of the girls come on when they're 7.
50, 60, we did the show when the sister was on here, and everybody talking about molestation and all of that stuff, and how people, we didn't have that show in conversation. So once again, like I said, like I'm just saying though, it's not about I don't know. These are hard things to talk about, really, and being focused and dealing with things that really need to be dealt with in the conversation sometimes get blurred because it's so much to deal with and talk about. But we got another caller, your line open 352. But once again, it needs to be talked about.
No women don't want no women don't need to be no whoring around on the corner, and neither does a man. A man don't need to be
even about being on the. It ain't even about being on the corner now. They go to the clubs, to watch your court. I'm just saying it's not even the corner. They do it in schoolhouses, everything. Teachers having sex with the children and stuff and everything. So I mean, it ain't just the street corner. A whore is a whore wherever a whore is. You know what I'm saying? They in the job.
I'm not talking about on the corner. I'm talking about whoring around. This is the way the men do. They get the woman. As soon as they through with her, they gone. Then they go on to the next woman.
Well, I thought I heard you say corner.
No, I'm talking about whoring around. Corner is a corner to me. I don't care if they're in the club. I don't care if they're in the street. I don't care if they're in the house.
Right. That's what I'm saying. When you say corner, though, when you say corner, it's like being Pacific, and that's why I'm like, nah, it ain't that Pacific that a whore is on the corner. And like we saying, women ain't the ones on the only ones whoring. You got gigolos and dudes out. As I say, women. Most guys think they out here and they sleeping with the women when really the women sleeping with them. And they telling them when they can come over and when they can't come over and when they can do this and when they can do that. And if they don't want it, then no matter how horny he get, he can't have it and stuff. So, I mean, it's male whores too, so.
A lot of them. I mean, they call, let me get this straight. No, actually, they dress themselves as gigolos. I don't care what you dress yourself as. You can say what you want to say. You're whoring around. So
right, but you ain't got to dress a certain way to be a whore. You can have a suit and everything. Whores come in all shapes, fashions, male, female, bummy looking, to the most sophisticated Victoria's Secret or greatest model looking female around. She can be wearing the latest gear, fashion, whatever. But if you sleeping around, you sleeping around. That's the definition of a whore. Wherever you find somebody just sleeping around and whoring around, that's what a whore is. Male or female, wherever they at and however they look.
I know.
That's why all I'm doing is trying to say let's not limit it, and I'm not going to limit it.
No, what about the young people? That's so, like I tell the people, if your daughter out there doing all that, what do you think they're calling her? Don't get mad about that.
What's a whore, male or female? If they porn, they're defined as a whore.
And ain't no age on it either.
Ain't no age on it.
Nope.
From 9 to 99.
It's just sorry to say. It's sorry to say for your 14, 13, 12, 10-year-old daughter out there with that name on. And you know this going on.
352, your mic's open. I don't know if you muted or you want to talk or not, but I'm letting you know.
All right, peace. How are you?
Hey,
peace.
Hey, how are you doing?
Man.
Yeah, I saw the title of the show, and I just wanted to say that I don't think that it's a society of sisters that are whores. I think that it is a small segment of people with that state of mind and are acting out in that manner. I think that, we are a very small part of this country as it is. And then we can't believe the hype, and then there's only a very small percentage of our small percentage that we see that are acting in that manner, you know. And because it is being promoted so heavily by the media and in the songs, in the commercials, in the movies, even in the storylines when people be watching the soap, it's everywhere. So it's commercialized, you know. So therefore, it seems like it's all, and then we see a little bit of it in the schools and in the neighborhoods and what have you. So it seems like it's everywhere. But for the most part, our community is living a pretty standard life, you know. And they have made it like our community is just rampantly living this what do you call it, lascivious lifestyle. And
right,
that is not the case.
It's being perpetuated by different people. As I said, I pretty much made a show because last night the show was pretty much made on me, and we supposed to the show should have been dealing with, you know, white supremacy and how we overcome white supremacy, this, that, and the other. But see, knowing to the fact that I attacked the people and talked to them because I felt attacked and stuff, they started saying, well, the 40-year-old virgin, trying to say about me, you know, that I'm a virgin and I'm 40 years old. They got both of them totally wrong. But that made me look at the brother like, well, what you doing? You going home to sleep with a whore tonight? Because you're not, far as I know, married and have a wife. So who you sleeping with? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to get some, as he said, you need to go get some pussy. If you're going to get some pussy, who you going to get some of that from? So I'm like, you must see women as whores, and when you get horny, you just go sleep with one of them. And the only way you're going to do that is you have one that's just whoring around and love to sleep with people, and it's easy to sleep with her, or you take $1 and $2 when you sleep with her. That's the only way you could just go get some pussy if you ain't got no wife. So that's why I had to ask the question, is our sisters just a society of whores? Let's ask the whoremongers, though. Those just running around here trying to see if they can whore the sisters out because they whoremongers. They whores themselves, but they're mongering. You know, they out here mongering. But, you know, as I said, the sisters, they flip the game on them. Where they think they out here this and that. If they see one that they like, then they using him and dictating to him he can get it or whatever. And she whoring him out now. So, it's a foul game out here. It's real in the field.
Yeah, it is.
It is. And far as the society, I stay around on all sides of the track, all the communities, and I'm gonna tell you, because my nephew go to this school. I don't know where y'all stay, but some of our schools have a dress code.
Yeah.
And we got the school that don't have a dress code, so I took my nephew. I went to pick him up. My sister wanted to pick him up, and as I approached the school, my mouth like dropped to the floor, and I'm like, who would let that girl? These clothes was so short you could see all the mechanism. And I asked my nephew, I say, they let the girls come to school dressed like that. He say, Auntie, you ought to see her other sister. I say, wait. You say see the other sister? He said, yes, she dressed worse than that. I'm like, in the school, nobody not saying that. Wait, now the police is sitting outside. All the men teachers, all the women teaching in the school, everybody at school, the women, and I'm like, I see why so many of our young girls is pregnant and how they with this man and that man. We talking about in the school system. This is nothing nobody is telling. This is something I'm saying. And I say, well, the parents let the kids go to school like that? He say, Auntie, they all going to school like that. I say, no, they're not. I say, everybody, well, my niece his sisters go to a school have a dress code. Boys can't have their pants down. They got to have a belt in. The sisters can't have no short cut shirt on. No, it's just like you said. It's in some school, but if you let one school dress like this and it's outstanding all around the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood is a part. Because just like Israel said, everybody is conscious of what's going on. I mean, the parent picked the child up in the car. Wait, now it's not like the parents don't know what the child don't have on.
The parents, a lot of them, have been trained by that particular school system. The school is doing what their curriculum is. They're agents of the government, and right now the method is the school to prison pipeline. So they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, as parents of the conscious mind, of the awakened mind, is to save our children. So the school is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, it is up to the parent or either the awakened community to save their children. It is not up to the school to be the parent of the child. And, and I'm just really being real here. We have got to start taking responsibility for our children. It is not the school's job to govern or to say, okay, this child needs to cover her behind up. I mean, we are putting too much on the school system and on the government as a whole. Parents need to be parents.
That's right.
Nobody had to tell me to make sure my children were covered.
That's why I keep saying again, when I had a chance to talk to my nieces, grandnieces and stuff, I told them what the business was. When they went on a field trip, I come up, they off the bus, and I'm like, where they at? And I walk around the bus and see my little niece, she trying to twerk or whatever. And I'm like, what the? And I wowed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you ain't going to be doing that. I don't know what the hell, I don't know who you been around and where you picking that up at, but I'm coming around you, but not, because it's unacceptable. You got to, but that's this brother playing around with, go have some sex. And it's like, come on, man, why would you play around with an issue like that? I'm a grown man. If I want some, I would go out if I wanted to purchase or whatever I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. So why even suggest that to me and put it out in the air for other people to think about, go get some? This is how people bully people into that stuff. You had Amber Rose talking about the slut walk. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't that a mess? Yeah.
And I heard what she was saying, and I can understand it a little bit. How guys make women feel like sluts and this and that and everything else. But I mean, you gotta do that in the more better way, sister. You can't get out there like that. I somewhat understood, but I can't roll with that. That was just a little too, grungy for me. And this people might say this is a little too grungy with some of the language and this and that. But, to each their own, pretty much. People gonna do what they do, and I can't stop grown-ups or children or nobody. All I can do is throw my concerns out there and say how much it frustrates me and how much I see it as like, what the hell is going on,
Right.
But I can't complain, 'cause like I said, 9 years old, I was watching porn, some hardcore porn. So, I tell the story about, I used to have my little tapes and stuff, my little collection, and I'm getting them stuck in my brother VCI. He's supposed to have been a preacher, and he taking a VCI, and they like, man, what you doing with this and that? So, it's serious. I done did my thing growing up and stuff, but even then, when people found out I was into that stuff or doing it, they weren't like, boy, look, this is what these tapes is, and explaining stuff to me. They just act like I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't watching them and stuff. And as I tell people, I had to teach myself to read. I learned reading porn books. Somehow or another, I used to make it into the porn stores when I was young in Chicago. I always looked a little older than what I am. Like now, I probably look about 45 or something. I ain't number 38 though. Stop giving me more. I'll be 39 next year. Don't give me no more age. I'm not trying to get that old that quick. But I've been able to see and do stuff, so I don't know. It is what it is, though.
Okay,
we
right.
got to teach the children.
Let me address some of the issues that the sister was saying. I understand about the government. I understand about the system, the school system, all that kind of stuff. But let me address something to you. I thank the Lord for some of the school system with the dress code. 'Cause let me tell you something. When we was going to school, you didn't see children dressed like that because parents did not tolerate that, and you was not going to school dressed any kind of way, and parents had the authority. Now it's turned around. The children have all the authority. The parents have no authority. Do you know? Let me tell you something, because this is just here recently, the other part of the year. The man have a 5-year-old. She was cutting up and acting up, so he put her on time out. Took her toys when they play with the toys, go sit down until she learned how not to be hard-headed and be respectful, because he is the parent. How about she goes to school the next day, tells the teacher that her dad put her on time out, took all the toys when they play with the TV. How about they came to the parent house and locked him up in jail? Now, this is right here where I am saying that. I talk to a lot of parents. We have children. I know parents, their children jumped on them, beat them up, hit her, gave her a black eye. I said, and wait a minute, where she is? She in there. No, not ma'am. No, ma'am.
Well, that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know anything about it. Is the system have changed the law.
Yeah, everything changed. Everything that changed, sister. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying not to get a headache with the. I mean, this world is messed up. Complaining about what's going on in the world. Sometimes, like I say, it give me a headache. We know children is killing their parents now.
Yeah. Yes.
A boy, I think it was Detroit or whatever. His mama kept telling them, quit going out there gang banging and doing all that stuff. He young. He go get her gun while she sleep and blow her head off. So, I mean, the boy in Chicago, the young rapper, killed his mother to get the insurance money so he can rap and run around with the money and floss on people. Children killing their parents now. I mean, everything going on. It's nothing beyond your imagination. Anything you can imagine happening, know somebody else is their imagination working in the same way, and they carrying out the acts. They not just imagining it; they manifesting it. So,
and I tell you, we got too many people turning heads. See, I like how I was raised up. My mom always told me it take a village to raise a child.
It really does.
You don't turn your head when you see somebody child over there doing that. Don't tell your man, well, it ain't none of my child. Actually, that is your child. Don't never say that's not your child, because that is simply not true.
My motto is when you leave one behind, you're gonna have to deal with it. People always talking about, oh, I got to pay for welfare and this and that, and people on welfare. Well, that same little girl you seen sneaking boys in the house and stuff, and you ain't say nothing about, that's the one on welfare. That same little this and that you watching and you watched it come about, you didn't stop it then, so you got to pay for it because they in the system and everything else. So when you leaving people behind and you seeing stuff go on and you don't say nothing, then you part of the problem and not part of the solution. And it's going to come back to bite you.
I have rest my case. Well,
I have dealt with the system. I did foster care and therapeutic foster care for nearly 4 years. So it is a problem, all my children are grown, so, and I have grandchildren. I have 8 grandchildren. So I know exactly what you're saying. I'm not just, speaking into the air.
Oh, no. I didn't say you did, because, we all bring good points. And I'm going to tell you where it all started, because now, my mother never let me wear them short shorts. She never let me wear them half the times the girls when she met me. I have a witness. Me and my daughter went out here about 3 months ago, and there was a girl. She got up to go to the bathroom, and she had her days suit on, and the girl behind me, she was saying something, and I waited till the girl left. And I said, you really shouldn't do that. And I said, I'm going to tell you why. I said, first of all, when this girl was just a little baby, and she was raised up wearing this little short stuff. Everybody said, "Oh, that's so pretty and that's so cute." Man, nobody never said nothing. As she growed up and got a little more, and got a teenager, guess what? That same little baby was still wearing little short shorts and Daisy Dukes and Aisha. Okay, because this is what she was wearing. This is what she used to wear. Okay, but now she got grown. You want to talk about, and you know what the lady said? She said, "You know what, ma'am? I'm so glad you explained it to me." She said, "I would never talk about nobody ever again." I said, "Please don't. Because this is how, if you raise your child to wear that, you can't wait till she get a teen and tell her to wear it because you the one started her to wear that in the first place. You got to dress yourself. It falls all on. I mean, you, and like the children be saying the B word. Oh, you know, she's just a baby. She don't know the baby. Yes, you should address that and corrected that right then and there. Don't sit and
know that the grandparents and parents ain't what they used to be. You got the project syndrome, right? You got 4-5 generations in the project. So it don't matter how old the great grandmother is that go in the project, or even in certain little small towns or whatever that's basically spread out projects. It don't matter how old the great grandmother is, but the grandmother, she's 50, right? The daughter, she's 30. The other daughter, she's like 18, 19, and then she got a baby or whatever, because it's a ongoing cycle. No one is stopping stuff. So now when you got 13 and 14-year-olds having babies, and they mom ain't nothing but 10, 12 years older than them, you know what I'm saying? How is a baby gonna raise a baby? You know, you can't do it. It's ridiculous, and this stuff is happening. As I said, 15 miles away from here, some guy that molested a 10-year-old, raped her, or whatever, and got her pregnant. I mean, what the hell is 10-year-old gonna do with a child now?
Right. I don't know. Somebody got to step up to the A game and help her. You can't just leave her out there like that.
Right. The leave behind things that I just talked about. But I'm just saying, when you look at the world, yes, it's atrocities and it's going on and stuff. And you got so-called conscious people playing games, you know, talking reckless and stuff about sex and trying to make fun of people that's not out here whoring around and stuff. It's ridiculous. That's all. That's the only reason I did the show, is to be like, you see how ridiculous it is that brothers and sisters will think, you know, not having sex is demonized, something to be clowned and, you know, not respected.
I know. They really is on that tip.
Well, I think they need to speak seriously about birth control too. They want to be so prudish about birth control. They don't want to speak to them about like the proper hygiene, birth control, and things of that nature. Want to act like they're so holier than thou. I think that's a big problem in the Israelite community and Christian community as a whole, in black communities. I think it's ridiculous, and they need to speak frankly and clearly and precisely with their children about birth control, because it's out of hand. It's like you say, the children are having children, and they need to get real about the situation and take their children down there and give them a checkup and get that birth control rolling, because they're having sex and they're going to have these children if they don't do it. And that's just point blank. I'm sorry.
Try to deal with it. I mean, the whole thing, like the age limit that, you know, between sexual partners, like you can have an 18-year-old messing with a 16-year-old, and because now he 18, that's statutory rape, and he got to list himself on the. Yeah,
I mean, it's some frank discussion.
What's it called?
I had to talk to my grandson. My grandson turned 18, but he's in his last year of school. I say, here on out, you can't talk to those little girls anymore. You cannot talk to those girls anymore under, you know, your age. No more. Nope. In that school. Nope. It's a wrap. No. Yeah.
That's such a clear rate.
As soon as something goes wrong, she get mad at you, pissed off, any little thing. In comes the sheriff's department.
They're going to think they shouldn't.
You have to have these discussions. You have to talk to them. You have to have these discussions. The statutory rape laws
what you register as when you do that? A pedophile or whatever? What is it?
That's statutory rape. That's how they gonna look at it.
Yeah, but now you have to register wherever you go. They say you can be around minors. Huh?
Yep, and you know what? You cannot live next to no school.
Right, but I'm trying to think of the term. Hold up, I'm trying to think of the term. I know what the this and that is, but you have to register as what? A child offender or what? How it go?
Yeah, the sexual offender.
Yes, I'm telling you, my nephew was falsely accused for the other boy, and the boy one did. He cannot be next registered to no school.
Oh yeah, well that's what we talking about.
A child predator.
Yeah, child predator. That's
the child predator and the sex
maybe
offender, child molestation. No, child molestation.
Yeah, it all depends on what they did. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing anything.
That's something you have to teach your children. I remember when I went to California, they was my brother was trying to tell me that and stuff. But I don't. He was telling me that, and I was 14. I guess went out there again when I was like 18 or whatever. But I hadn't known about that or heard about that because around here, people was being sexual at whatever age. I was young.
Yeah.
Like I said, I knew about it. I was running around feeling on girls that was in the 12th grade, and I might have been in elementary school getting smacked and sprayed with dog spray and stuff because I was wilding out. Because like I said, I had watched the movies. I knew what was what. So it's a learning experience, man. It's a teaching experience.
Right.
And that's why I said I was on a hangout talking to some guys, and they was like, "Carl, I ain't never heard you talk about sex." And I'm like, well, it ain't nothing I talk about that much, but when I talk about it, I'm serious about it because it's a serious thing.
And these young men need to be serious, and people need to open up and say what it really is. And these young guys need to know, hey, listen, back away. I mean, they honestly need to be checking some IDs. They need to really see what age these people are. Ask them questions. Don't just go jumping in bed with these girls. These 12, 13, and 14-year-old girls look like they're 20. They really need to understand.
It have, excuse me, I ain't cutting up. You know what? It have changed. You know how the young girls and the young boys go together? No.
That's right.
The young girls going with the older men.
Yes.
And the young guys is going. The young guy told me, he say, I don't want her. She ain't got no sense. I'm going to give me an older one. I'm like, dang. And you know what they call them? Sugar daddy.
Oh, yeah. You got sugar daddy. Well, they Ben Stiller came, not Ben Stiller, but Alex came out with that when he had the movie with the little boy he was taking care of. He said, I got a sugar mama too. So yeah, there's sugar mamas too out there. But yeah,
I know that. Sugar mama, sugar daddy. The young girl, the teenagers not going with each other no more. They're not talking to each other.
I tell them quick, hey, my children are grown. I don't need any kids.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you were talking about the birth control when I was in Mississippi. I moved down there because I already talked to my daughter about the do's and don'ts, about the sex and what can happen. And you can get yourself caught because you can go over his house and he got some more boys over there and they done ran a train on you. See? When we went down there, my daughter came home. I said, what? She said, Mom, let me show her the girl. I said, what did they gave girl? They gave her some condom. I said, girl, let's go right now. I got in my car, went to the school. I said, let me see your principal, and I want to see the teacher that she in the last class. You get them to the office. You get them here right now, and I don't want to hear nothing. And they come in there, they were them just. I said, let me tell you something. You do not give my daughter this stuff and tell her it's okay to have sex, because it's not okay with me. I don't play that, and I don't tolerate that, and she know better. Because when they gave it to her, she came straight home and showed me that stuff. She said, Mama, these people forced me to take this. I told her, I said, you better not give my daughter no more of this stuff, because my daughter ain't having sex with nobody, and she is too young to be thinking about some sex. Them people said, yes, ma'am,
And
we
see,
not giving
they
that
were
no more.
supposed to
And you know
have,
the parents.
and any time that they give, like, take a health, even health, they were supposed to send a permission slip because there are some topics that are discussed in there that you may feel that she's too immature to listen to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You didn't.
Yep.
You just, and my daughter, she said, my mom already told me about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what a good mom's supposed to do. And far as like their tight dresses and this and that and everything, some of them girls are not active. Some of them might.
They're not. No, they're
not active.
No,
but then you got,
right.
I'm just saying. Then you got the girls with the skirts on that their parents make the
either.
Sunday school and stuff, and they raising them skirts up.
That's right.
They raising
up. I know. Grandmamas, they ought to stop. I say, you know, you really ought to be ashamed of yourself. Talking about these young girls with the young dress on, you call them now. I say, guess what? Your old dress, long dress, come up just like that little short dress do.
It sure does. Seen plenty of that.
You need to teach them in the right way and stop talking about them because you're running them in the street and you're running them to the men's to have sex. You're not helping. You really not helping. This real doctor. This was a very good topic. You know, all the people on the earth need to be on this show.
Education is the key.
This is not my quote-unquote sex show, because they get wild.
This ain't nothing to do with no sex show. It's about helping the teenagers.
I know. I'm just saying. I done told people that I done had sex shows with just talking sex. This is not just talking sex. It's talking about it. Now, when you talking sex, then you talking, you know, actual how things work and how it's supposed to work and this and that. I done had one or two of them shows, but this ain't one of them shows. That's why I say, you know, it's like even at churches, I know people like, well, church this and the church that and this and that, but you know, people, I don't know, sex is something that scares people, and they don't want to deal with it and talk about it. But like I said, many men and women is losing their husband and wives because they don't understand it and they not trying to participate in certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's hurting households and is breaking up families because people are seeing stuff on the TV show and movies and buying these movies. They rent them now. You can get them on. You know, you got your websites and stuff on the internet and stuff, and people seeing things and they want to experience things. One weekend, I watched, Temptation, the little girl from Eve's Bayou or whatever, the light skin, and she was on the Cosby Show and all of that.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be a little country girl, grew up with her husband, loved him and stuff. And then this other man come on and he give her AIDS, and now she telling the story. And I'm like, I mean, one of the clearest signs ever was she came home and like, take me now, and he like, look, I'm going to eat my food, then we're going to go to the bedroom, how it's supposed to be, this and that. You just lost your wife, man.
Yep.
You just lost your wife.
Yeah.
Because somebody that talked to
you know what?
There's another girlfriend.
Look, I don't care about all that crazy stuff people be doing. If you want to walk out, you want to go get you somebody else, then you just feel free and open up the door and go out the same way you come in.
Well, that's something needs to be talked about because a lot of people trying to stay in relationships that is dead, and that's even worse because then people get to killing people like, you've been cheating on me for how long, this and that. If you don't want to be with nobody, then just leave because that's even more hurtful thing.
That door is open. It's open. Going back out of it. Same way you came in. I'm not going to be doing no stupid stuff. And you know, this is the saying. They say, girl, you know, I'd rather have a piece of man, no man. I said, no, I don't want to have no man because that piece of man, he a piece of man, somebody else too. So what are you talking about? A piece of man, I don't need no piece of man. I'll stay by myself. I ain't trying to compete with no woman. I ain't got time for the drama. You out there and doing that with her, then you think you gonna come here, we're gonna do it, you go back out the same way you come in and do not come back in. I ain't selling for that kind of nonsense. No, we don't need to be sharing no man. That's sharing AIDS. That's sharing. And you know what? And it, like I tell them, they might get mad at me for what I say. I said, look, y'all around here sharing each other. Y'all might just move on in together. You know about it, she know about it, he know about it. So what kind of crap is that? You got too many wives. A man got all these wives. You can't even take care of one. And the women, you out there fighting, killing each other over these men for a wife. He can't even take care of you. He ain't taking care of his kids. He can't take care of you. He can't take care of his kids. You working, taking care of him. He's sitting at home watching TV over there sleeping with Sue. Man, come on now. These women is not being taught the facts of life. They're not using their brains. They ain't using their man.
No, they're being taught. They're being taught by the street committee. Yeah, street committee teaches craziness.
They don't like me. They don't like me. I mean, I really don't care because I feel that you should talk to your children about sex. You need to talk to them about oral sex, regular sex. I don't care. Yeah. Straight, abomination, lesbian, gay. You need to talk to them about this stuff.
About it all.
Yeah. Don't be leaving no stones unturned.
Carl, you remember, Carl, that time when Oprah came out, not come out like that, but I mean she on her show, and she was talking about those football players were having those girls perform oral sex on them in the locker rooms or in the bathrooms or something like that. And I wasn't quite prepared to tell my daughter about oral sex at that time, even though we had the sex talk. And then I had to go ahead and prepare her because she was getting ready to go to middle school. So I had to, rush it up because it was already out in the airwaves. I had to go ahead and give her the talk about oral sex, even though I had already given her, all the other talks, regular sex, all about periods, everything else. But I had to go ahead and break down the oral sex talk because these guys were saying having these girls perform oral sex in middle school, and then they came out on TV and they were telling talking about their friends. They had them on camera, saying that these girls were worthless, they were nothing, and this and that. I mean, these girls were boo-hoo crying in the audience because the boys were saying that the girls were no good, they were sluts, they were this, that, and the third. These girls were on their knees performing oral sex on these guys on the bathroom floor or in the locker room. It was pitiful. Yes.
The videos where guys in the classroom having sex with girls and they got their belly looking out. I mean, when like I said, when pure
well, we need to talk to our children.
When peer pressure kick in and people then learn this foulness or this sexual stuff, then they get a group of them. That's what the whole slut walk thing was for.
Exactly.
Amber Rose said he was playing games and they was in the closet supposed to be kissing and stuff. So they closed the door and he said get down on your knees or whatever. She don't know what's going on. This thing, he opened up the door and he got his, penis out. Everybody looking like, did you do that? Ooh, look, she doing way over. And now she's known as a slut to everybody, and this, that, and the other. So, like I said, I understood what she was somewhat saying, what she was trying to do, but I think if she just had a prevention show, instead of taking a slut walking in saying she's proud, like, that didn't make no sense. That was a bad promotion.
I go to class. I went to class and at the confidence, so one of the sisters I always talk to, so it was a new lady there working with it, and she was talking about her daughter, how she got to worry about the men. I said, you know what, ma'am, don't take this the wrong way. I said, but you out here talking about the young boy. I said, you have to worry about the women too. Did you tell her that? I said, you didn't warn her about the women's might ask her to sleep with her. Did you put her up on the game? How about, and y'all know this is true, wrong to tell, how about the next week the Supreme Court had passed the law? And when I came back to class, I said, did you see that? She said, yes. She said, you just told her about that the week before. Hey, Now, that is the problem with the parent. You warned them about the men, but you forgot to warn them about the women. Mm-hmm. You warning the boys about the women, but you forgot to warn them about the men and the women. You got to warn them about everything, so when they go out there in the world and go to school, you don't have to worry about them getting in a trap. No, don't say, no, come on, let's go to the room. No, because they might got all their friends up there run something on you, and you might not even make it out.
Well, you know, they got the people like Bill out there and you drink for what's that? Let's say end up on the internet. They took a girl and had sex with her and made a video. Like they talked about this boxer. They ended up in a gay porn. He said he got drugs. He's straight. They dropped something. His porn. So gotta be careful, man. It's better out here.
And I tell you another thing. Let's bring this out. I told my daughter, I say, look, if you go somewhere with somebody and you drink something, when you go back, do not drink it.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because they slip something in your drink and you don't even know they're slipping in there.
Even if you would leave it with a friend, don't trust it.
That's right.
Like me, when I used to walk around, I would get a napkin because then people can, flick it over in your drink. You got it in your hand, think you're cool, and somebody toss it over there and it fall in your drink. Yeah. You got to be careful, And then, like, you got these young girls, they getting out of school and they getting 18. You can go to a bar at 18, but you can't drink liquor. You got to wear the little thing, but it's the same thing when, people come into this nightlife stuff and they don't know about the nightlife. They ain't never been to the club. They never been this and that. Man, so many dangers out here. So many dangers. But, hey, y'all, I'm going to cut this show because,
Yeah, but we had a lot of good topics that was addressed today that needs to have it came out. Thank the Lord, because I'm going to tell you something. I am one of these parents, ain't got nothing to hold up. We need to put it all out there. And it's not only just the drinks, it's a cigarette. What about the people that share the cigarettes with each other having spite?
Yeah.
And your child don't even know it. Never had a cigarette. Somebody convinced him to take the cigarette, get him the first punch. It's already at the end.
They could treat it like a candy and give it to them or anything. It's nothing that people can't think of, and they do it all kind of ways. And they just protect.
It's real, Dr. Your phone. Why your phone doing so much static?
I'm on the computer. It ain't the phone. The computer. I do certain things. They mess with the computer.
Okay, bro. Okay, brother.
It mess with the computer, and then that way it draw from on or what.
Oh, okay then. Well, you know what? I appreciate this little time y'all took out to get online and bring out these points, and I hope somebody that was on that internet is get something and go give it back to their friends, because, like I said, we talk about it. We talk about it all the time. We share with the parents what they need to look out for. And on this note, I'm going to get off. They did the Halloween. How about I was just looking on the news. They put sewing needles in the Twix candy.
They've been doing it. Anybody who's a kid get some food.
You must Israel. Your computer must Israel. Doctor, we're going to have to get off this phone because I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm finna roll out anyway.
All right. Peace, sister.
Tomorrow,
right.
6 o'clock. Y'all meet tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Well, okay.
See you tomorrow.
I see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock. I see you tomorrow, sister.
All right. Peace.
And Lord, stay alive. Say the same. Peace out to y'all.
All right. Peace.